is?
No, Dan is. For Google Chrome, another one. Yeah, it's
Okay, if you would go in here and just click on the top link, that should be like a sign-in list.
Hello.
That's what painting is about.
Well, I'm sweating.
Well, if you sat closer, you could see.
No, I'm all right.
You're just gonna squint.
I have
There
to
you
be
go.
on Mrs. Hebert. When she gets too happy, you know, how things just like.
Slowly push her in towards the table. Nice. This top link should be the sign-in. So it should look like that.
My GAFE Training. Yeah, I know.
I made a
Like,
copy.
which one are we signing into? What?
Should be that very top link.
Oh, that we're talking
Need to go to classroom.
about. Oh, I keep forgetting.
Let me say in my classes, I know that I use it for like classes.
Did I have another? So say yes, because then it will say, on the next page, it will say what one. There's one other.
Mine doesn't look like that.
Go back with one.
Just straight. Linkage. Got it.
Okay. Okay, so I haven't
You
done
didn't.
it, but there's something to address that specifically. Just going to-
Hello.
Your email just stopped me one day. That made me laugh so hard. Because I would do the same thing.
But I love your comment. I prefer to think of it as a beehive.
Made us giggle.
Yes, I'm sure.
All right, so this is just a simple form. People use this for all sorts of things. I use them heavily for testing, for gathering information, tickets in the door, ticket out the door, collecting assignments. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, what you can use this for. So once you've filled in this one, still back in classroom, if you go to the second form, so the second one down, this is what a simple form looks like. I've done nothing to it, it's just plain vanilla. If you fill it in,
Second one down.
second one down, okay, as a teacher, while my students are filling this out, I can look at the responses by clicking on, so I'm back in the making the form. I can see that there are 8 responses so far. And then there's this link here for view responses, that as the answers are coming in, I can watch them. And I can see what everybody is answering. Yes, my other students didn't listen. You answered right. You were supposed to answer wrong. So once you're in the responses form, the spreadsheet that all your answers come in on, there is a column called add-ins. And the one add-in that we'll walk you through in a second how to add this in, that you want is Flubaroo, because it will allow me to grade the assignment. And it goes chug, 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 chug. It's okay, I'm going to grade this. And you just need to identify what identifies the student versus what is worth points. And you can change the points if you want, or you can have it skip. So it's only 2 questions. So the first one identifies, the second one is worth a point. So I click on continue. It says, okay, what do you want to use as your rubric? Now I already had gone in and answered the way it should be answered. So that's teacher. I click on continue. And it goes chug, 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 chug. It adds a second tab at the bottom. And it says, okay, I'm done. You want to view the grades? I can click on the button, view the grades, and I can tell immediately who's right, who's wrong. It gives me total points available, what my average in the class was, and how many students took this little exam. I can see right off the bat who got points and who did not get points. And if an overall question had a certain percentage, I forget off the top of my head, 78% or something, not answer the question right, this header right here would be highlighted in gold. If I had asked for emails, I could then turn around and email the grades. So when I give a test, I give it, I grade it, I send it, and within 5 minutes the kids know what their grade was. When you do that, though, you have to make sure, I don't think this is going to work, but you have to make sure that you do not, that you do not include the list of questions and scores, unless you want them to know what the questions are and what they got right and wrong. If you have another class that's going to take it later in the day or tomorrow, you just want to uncheck that. And they'll just simply get your score 16 out of 17 or whatever it was. That's one of the cool things about utilizing this for tests, is it does a lot of the grading for you. If, I don't know, when you were here last week, did you, or 2 weeks ago, did you make a form? We had started to. To get to the add-ons, all you have to do is click on add-ons and get add-on, and then you would just search for Flubaroo. So if you don't have one, we can make one quickly. In Drive, I'm going to go to New, and then find Forms. Oh, there it is.
I was smarter before computers were invented, I swear it was.
You were what? You were smarter before computers?
That's what you know, that once upon a time I was considered smart.
You still
I think
are.
you still are.
know?
You still are. Yes, you are. Okay, so New Form. And then it's going to say, do you want it here? Yeah. I'm going to click on OK. And we can design a form in a matter of seconds.
I forgot what we're supposed to check at the top.
Oh, okay. I'll show you. Well, and this is some of the things that is new as of like yesterday kind of thing. So if I'm here, I'm just going to put down in the first question, well, Christine, I'll come back to that. So I'm just going to put name and make it a text box. If you want to make sure that they have to answer this, you have to click required question and click on done. So this is as big as our form is going to be. It's just this one thing. We're just collecting names. Does everybody have that?
No,
So you're just making one question.
I got the name.
Okay.
But
So
where's the
right
text?
here.
Oh,
Go.
All right. So then you'll see up here, there are a couple of buttons. If you click on the View Responses button, I'm just going to call this name. You have to name it. So name it and then click on Save. And it will chug through setting up a spreadsheet, which is where it's going to collect all of your responses. And then it opens it. And you end up in a document that looks like this. To get the add-on, if you click on add-ons and then get add-ons, and there are a ton of add-ons that you can utilize. Flubaroo is the one that I just used to grade this. It's what it's called.
So you don't have to install it anymore?
No, once you have it installed, every time you open up Forms, it's there automatically. So it's Flubaroo, F-L-U-B-A-R-O-O.
This is how learning support students feel in my class. Now I know.
There you go.
Totally freaking lost.
Flubaroo. So you click on add-ons.
I guess that's okay. I would just do text.
Now you want to get your responses. Type in text. Oh, you're good there. And then it automatically open up your spreadsheet.
So it's Flubaroo stuff.
That's just what it's called, when it says the grading.
Oh, I can just hear.
You only have to do this once. Happy birthday, Stacy. So a lot of these other things are there. You can look at them. Yep. Okay, so once you find Flubaroo, you're going to install it. Yep, sometimes it's right up at the top. So there are all sorts of these that you can install depending upon what you are trying to do. Yes, but now with the add-ons, it automatically will pop up for you each time you open up a new spreadsheet. So it should be under add-ons. You should see Flubaroo, and that's kind of self-explanatory. Flubaroo, grade the assignment, and then once it's graded, email the assignment. But you're going to have to run it through either a test where you make up some student accounts, or you have some kids help you test it, or I can come help you test it. So that's the basics of how to use Google Forms in helping you to streamline, automate, whatever you want to say, some of your tasks. Now if I go back to where I made this form, so I just clicked on the tab that I was on originally, you'll notice up here are these check boxes. It will say require an Upper Adams School District login, and that's fine. I don't utilize this one, Mrs. Peglow does. If you have a multi-page form, which gets into like level 49, you can have a progress bar at the bottom. Mrs. Liebram, right here it says only allow one response per person. This is brand new.
I don't think it said that before.
Yes, this is brand new.
Oh, okay.
The other one that is brand new is called Shuffle.
I hope they keep changing it because it makes it a whole lot easier.
They're updating it. They're just trying to keep you on the up and up. My third link down in Classroom is just one that I had put together for Shuffle. And what Shuffle will do, as soon as it finishes opening, so this is, what is today, Monday through Sunday, what is today, Monday through Sunday. I'm going to come over here and edit it. If I wanted to shuffle this so that each kid sees a different question as their first question, I would select that, and it will shuffle, so instead of 1, 2, 3, it's 3, 1, 2. Within each question, though, if I click on the question to edit it, you can also shuffle the options so that instead of Monday through Sunday, it might be Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday.
Oh, you don't even need to. Oh, if you really want to screw with their heads, you keep the questions the same.
Just-
just shuffle the
Yep.
answers.
Yep. So if I go to look at my live form now,
How does the grading on
it works. It does work. So if after it opens up, I've got too much going on at the top again. So now instead of Monday through Sunday, it's Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It kind of mixed. Yep. And because I shifted it all around. But when you go to look at your answers, so if I view my responses, they have made this so smart that it all comes in the right order. So that you can still use Flubaroo to grade it, and it will automatically put the header information in the right order and realign the answers to be in the correct columns, which is pretty cool.
So you're not even cheaters, and they always break down and either break grade back. You can't justify to you why there's no way to possibly do that.
Right. Okay, if we stay with that name form that you just made, so here's the name form that I made. To make it pretty, because right now it's just that blue background, if you click on Change Theme, over on the right-hand side are all these pretty little themes. So there's the amusement park. Go ahead and click on the amusement park, and it will show you right here what it looks like. You can change to a different one. So I'm doing birthday cats, and it turns to birthday cats.
I know how you got the canner man.
I'm going to show you. If you come down to, I just went down to paper lanterns. So choose paper lanterns. Then see down here it says customize. Click on the word customize. And this is where the magic begins. You want to change, you don't like the paper lanterns like this? I can click on image. I can change my image, so it's header image and then change image. And you have a plethora of different backgrounds that you can choose from. And they're adding more and more to these all the time.
That's header images.
Header image and then change image. So I'm going to go with this one. And I can select it, and it'll pop in here. And there's a little checkbox here if you want it to fill the width of the page or not. I like to fill the width. Okay, so that's header image. So just choose one because there's more I want to show you. So just choose one, and then I'm just going to click on header image again to close that. So if you don't like the title font, you can change to click on title, and you can change font. Permanent marker, and it changes to permanent marker. If I want it to be a different color, I can make it a different color. You can change your alignment if you want. Love you like a sister. So you can click on each one of these. How do you want your description, that subtitle text, how do you want that to look is under description. The questions, you can have the questions each a different font. Crafty girls. And maybe I'll do bright red. And I can do it larger if I want. And then I just click on question to close it. You can do your help text, your options. If you come down here to form background, the form background right now on mine is white. I can change that if I want by selecting a color, and now it's pink. Or I can make it yellow or blue or whatever color you want. Then the box next to it actually does like a border around it, so I'll make that dark blue, and it will put a border. Okay, it's hard to tell because I've got a dark background, but there's a dark blue border going around the edge. If I don't like the dark here, I can say page background, and I can change the image of that too, and I can choose an image maybe that I have saved on my desktop. Hence the Canner Man. So I took a picture that I took of the school and put it at the top. I have no idea what I'm looking at here. All right, we'll just do this just because. So I select it, I upload it, and there's my different background. So that you can personalize. You could set up a header that says Mr. Schwartzbaugh's, I don't know, whatever class. And it could say that at the top. And you can then reuse, and all you have to do to reuse this is to open this one up and go to File, make a copy, and you can just reuse it and redo your questions.
Does it save it as that theme then, that you can just click the theme again?
You could save it as,
So the one that I clicked on to customize, it's not really changing it.
no, the ones over on the right-hand side are just that. If you want to have something that you customize, you could name it, I don't know, bakery. And then just keep using that one over and over again.
Now,
Mhm.
it automatically saves, you
Mhm.
don't save anything.
Now, if you want to put it in a specific spot, the folder right here, the little gray folder at the end of the title,
Oh, right.
if you click on that, mine's going into my Unit 3. If I don't want that, I can click on Organize and tell it specifically where I want it to go. If I go into my title on this, I've got some fonts that you guys might not have. I just went into more fonts, and this is an ever-growing. You can scroll down, and when you get to what you think is the bottom, give it a second, and then the elevator jumps up, and then you can keep going down, then give it a second, and it pops up again. There are some pretty cool fonts out there that you can use. And I don't know what the number is. It'll let you have a certain number in your default fonts. And then once you go over that number, it'll start taking them out and replacing them with whatever the new fonts are that you just added in.
Says a lot more options.
A lot more options. Yep. And then just to go back, if I wanted to continue editing the basic questions, I just had to click on Edit Questions over here, or I could go look at my live form. So that's only allow one response per person at the top. Shuffle the question order is at the top. If you want to shuffle the selections within the question, you just have to click on the question, Advanced Settings, and then it would be under that, depending upon what type of question you've set up. Again, if you don't want them to select more than, or if you don't want them to submit more than once, you have to make sure this link down here is unselected. Otherwise, they can keep responding, filling out your forms. I thought those were kind of cool. And to be able to all of a sudden shuffle your questions between
Yeah, I like that a
students,
lot.
or even shuffle the options within the questions.
If you have a picture that goes with the question that you have,
You don't want to shuffle your
Okay.
question, but you could shuffle the answers within each question. And as Christine pointed out, when I shuffled it, my name went from the top of the form to the middle of the form, or some might go to the bottom of the form.
If you collect user name though, you don't even need to put a name box in anymore, right?
You don't need to. There was something that I had seen, and I don't remember what it was, that when you do that, it opens options to them that I didn't want them utilizing on tests. And I don't remember what it is because it's been almost a year since I did that. But I can look at it and see what it is.
I just don't think I'd want their name shuffled. You know?
But the only person who would see it shuffled is the student, because
Your answer key.
it goes back to the answer key and puts it right where you want it.
I just may not want to alert them that I'm shuffling it. You know, so then if it
Mhm.
shows up as like 7 out of 30, it's gonna be a weird spot,
But that's, if you make it a required question, it doesn't matter because they still have to fill it in. Will they know that they have a different test than the one for the student sitting next to them? Yeah. Is that okay? I think it is.
That is right.
So that's all I had for you today, unless you have specific questions. Again, to share it, if you wanted to share it through Google Classroom, you can either click on Send Form over here or File Send Form. And this is also new. So when you click on Send Form, you can, these are long, even though I'm just copying it, or I could shorten it. It'll automatically shorten it for me. So now I can copy it and go into Google Classroom, edit. I'm going to add a new link. I'm going to paste it in there, add it, and now whoever can go and fill in that form. I'm just kind of adding them along. The kids either have to click on this link or they can click on the picture. A lot of times they are trying to click here unless I'm telling them make sure you're clicking on the link, not the title of the assignment. But that would automatically open up my form again.
So if you change the link, you can go back in and rechange the link. So like if I wanted all my kids to take the same test instead of making a copy for each class period.
It may give it the same link. That I don't know. What I do when I'm here, when I'm ready to give the test, I'll turn it on. When they're done, I no longer accept responses. So that even if they were to try to click on this link again, is it the third one or the last one? As long as I chose the right form, it says it's no longer accepting responses. So I just turn it on and off at the beginning and the end of each class. So I just use the same
didn't
link.
want like someone in my second period sharing it with.
That's why as soon as the last person takes it, I turn it off.
Don't turn it off after they're in it.
Yeah, that
Or
makes
it's- they
It
can't
locks them out.
submit.
Yeah.
They have to do it.
Yeah, wait until the last student is done taking or filling out the form before you turn it off.
Truck says it never ends.
Yep.
Class dismissed this week.
That's fine. That's all I was going to share with you guys. Anybody have a question? Yes, ma'am.
That's the other question. But because that was the one I did use me like so like I called this one my fifth period exam and it says just
So now your name is up.
no,
I don't have any, well, I'm going to, but I can show you.
and it says fifth period and I was busy over reading photos. So we have coming to see you by any chance?
Not, I was outside.
So but I guess what I'm trying to prevent is
Now, it's here, but it doesn't move on the answer sheet. So, click on down.
I said, and then that's a response.
Either one.
and that's what I'm doing.
You might not know how it went.
Form, and then you can copy of the form, and it will be in the correct way. So now if you click on your responses.
Breakers.
And then I shut it off.
That's fine.
It's easy.
Once I don't,
It's really not difficult.
And then.
is it down by the, is it down by the?
It's like by the main one.
Yeah, Lisa knows about that. Is she?
Yeah, right here.
Is that like a break?
The responses, I'm like, well, there is an action, so why did you create these? Just
Okay,
did
I
it.
just would need to know where.
Like one I did, one was already there, and then the other ones are, you can actually fill them. And then when you're ready to grade the test, or the test,
Is that what it
remake the responses. Does that make sense? Yeah, I just
I
gotta go
think
back.
I'm always suspecting someone. I found out I created, like, I don't know how many.
Christine?
That's the only choice. Ghostbusters.
Hey, pals.
Yeah.
That's very nice of you, but if you, are you gonna do it today?
Via email.
What are you talking about?
Sally Jones, are you gonna do it today?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can get it in the mail tomorrow.
Right,
Okay, good. Yeah, thank you.
betcha.
Thank you.
Please don't
Jim
be
Van
in
Dyke
these
just
cameras.
sent us.
Jim Van Dyke, because you guys have been dealing with Jim Van Dyke, yes.
He has this new thing we're supposed to do, I don't understand.
The self-service was
Yeah,
actually
I don't know if
new
you
last
wanna,
year.
I don't know if you wanna do it.
How do we know if we have it?
Your application, spotlight.
All you have to do is self-service, and it will work for self-service, believe me.
Is self-service, and so I click on this.
Wow, ooh, I like that icon, that's pretty.
Did you do your
Yeah, what do I
self-service?
do?
I'm
Did
not
you do
sure
your
because
Mr.
I
Van Dyke
updated
self-service?
everything and,
Huh?
yeah.
She updated everything in Grandma's record, so you just
that?
want to update.
What is
it.
that?
Run the self-service.
Or you can download stuff
Please
that they'll
stop
allow you to
by
update.
Yeah, but
self-service.
did you find it though, Tracy, when you found it then when you went
I
back?
did.
Right, I went back, so
Two
you
now
must have
today.
did something.
Or just popped up all of
What's self-service?
Then
Here,
install
doesn't
take
the
long.
a
Chrome.
sudden? Doesn't take long.
I'm not even sure what we're supposed to do anymore, Chris. I did Chrome, I did all the Apple stuff, and I did,
Really?
I did, and the Java, I did all.
I did the Java.
An application.
The other